Hey everyone, it is tea time with the diva. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we're going to get into it. This tea time is dedicated to Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. Listen, when you talk about toxic, the situation between them is beyond toxic, if that's even possible. So you have Nicki Minaj, who is 41, Megan Thee Stallion, who is 28, and listen, right there you got at least what, a decade between them, a little over a decade. So you got Nicki Minaj, who's 41, who should know better, act better, and do better. And then you have Megan Thee Stallion. She didn't even reach 30 yet. So I'm going to still consider her on the much younger side, right? So you have these two that are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But to me, Nicki Minaj took this thing all the way in the gutter. When I say all the way in the gutter, all the way in the gutter by talking about Megan Thee Stallion's mother, who is no longer here. Now, listen, growing up, um, when I used to, you used to get into it with the friends. The one thing you never, ever, ever, ever did was speak about anyone's mother, whether their mother was alive or no longer here. You just never did that. So for Nicki Minaj to go that low, I think is insanity. I think that someone needs to step in somewhere and figure out how to help turn the hip hop culture around and push out the negativity, bring in the positivity, and let's get back to the task on hand, making good music, doing good work, and having a culture of hip hop that's not looked upon by the greater world as being so violent. Now, there's also this saying called, I wouldn't want that to happen to my worst enemy, or I wouldn't even want my worst enemy to go through XYZ. And my thing is, Nikki, I get it. You're pissed at Megan Thee Stallion, or maybe y'all both pissed at each other. But to go so low, to say something about this girl's mother that is no longer alive, it's like, woo, woo, woo. Anyway, guys, we're going to get more into this story right after this. All right, let me go ahead and share a screen with y'all. Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion, their history goes back a little bit, right? So I think it started out with these two. They kind of met, they kind of got together on an Instagram live. After that Instagram live, those two did a song together. They did music together. And then I think the year after that, Megan Thee Stallion did WAP with Cardi B. But because Cardi B and Nicki Minaj don't get along, the fans started creating, oh my God, Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki must have fell out because Megan Thee Stallion now did a song with Cardi B. And then it just, I think, blew up from there. I think, in no matter what the situation is, whether you're married and you let somebody else into your relationship or get in the business of your relationship, turns out to be a disaster. You got some friendship connections where somebody will say, this one said that one said this one said that. And by the time it gets around, it's a disaster. And I think a lot of times these celebrity fans, they just do the most and everything becomes an absolute disaster. So Nicki Minaj feuds Megan Thee Stallion feud. Fuse Megan Thee Stallion feud with nasty dig about her dead mother. Nasty's an understatement. So the mother of all feuds, Nicki Minaj took her reunited beef with Megan Thee Stallion to another level on Friday when she cracked a joke about the savage rapper's mother who died a few years ago. Minaj went on Instagram Live after the 28-year-old slammed her husband of 4 years, Kenneth Petty, in her new song Hiss. Megan's tracks featured the lyrics, "Those hoes don't be mad at Megan. Those hoes be mad at Megan's Law," which refers to the U.S. law requiring law enforcement to share information about registered sex offenders with the public. Now, here's the thing, too, when it comes to Megan Thee Stallion. I wish that all of these artists they would do music and write music that has nothing to do with anybody else. Just make good music. Why is it that you think your music can only be good if you're disrespecting or coming at someone else's neck? I'll never get that, but we'll carry on. Because did Megan have to write it? Did she have to start? I don't even know if she started, but do you understand what I'm trying to say? Even if she started it, my brother used to say all the time, just because somebody put the cards on the table, don't mean you got to pick them up. If you don't keep putting fuel in the fire, it's going to have to burn out. Somebody needs to back out of this mess. But maybe now that Nicki Minaj went so low, Megan Thee Stallion will just leave it there and not pick it up, right? So the lyric was perceived by Minaj fans as a diss since her husband, 45, is a registered sex offender and was convicted of attempted R charges. Some of the fans even suspected it could have been a dig at the 41-year-old Akanda rapper's brother, Jelani Minaj, who was convicted in 2017 of predatory SA for the R of his 11-year-old stepdaughter. Following the release of the song, Minaj told Megan to conjure up her mother and apologize because the lyric was disgusting. Megan's mother, Holly Thomas, died in March 2019 from a cancerous brain tumor. So her mother was beautiful. So that is Megan Thee Stallion's mom and her as a little girl. And I feel for anybody who lose their parent early. And you may think, she's 28. She had her mom in her life for a long time. Listen, I'm 53. I'll be 54 in March. And my mom and my dad is still alive. So I think, and it would be hard for me to lose either one of them now. But I know we all got to go one day, but it still would be hard for me. So I think she's pretty young to have lost her mom. So Megan previously touched upon her mom's death while accepting her 2021 Glamour Women of the Year award, but she hasn't yet commented on Nicki's comments. I hope that she doesn't comment. I hope that she leaves it alone from this point on. That's my hope. However, fans on social media have, Nicki is completely losing me. This was real nasty of her, one ex-user wrote. Well, another added, I can't believe we saw the day Nicki became insecure and bitter. You can't believe you see the day. I think Nicki's been in that space. I think Nicki is piping hot mad because so many people have things to say about her husband. But what did she expect? Did she expect because she was marrying this man that his past was going to be buried, go away, and no one was going to address it or act like it happened, so forth and so on? I mean, I don't know what she was thinking. And listen, love who you love, marry who you want to marry, but don't expect the whole world to embrace who you marry. So Minaj didn't directly say why she went after Megan's late mother, but she did tell her fans that her family is constantly a focal point of criticism and she's getting tired of it. Well, unfortunately, girlfriend, this is what you signed up for. Minaj's new attack on Megan comes shortly after Minaj-born Onika Minaj previewed an unreleased single, which takes aim at the foot injuries Megan sustained after being pow pow by Tory Lanez in July 2020. Bad B, she like 6 foot. I call her Bigfoot. The B fell off. I say get up on your good foot. The Barbie World rapper says and sings in the song. Listen. These two went from doing a song together, collaborating, to being arch enemies. And I honestly think it's just extremely sad. So in December 2022, Lane's 31 was found guilty on the charges of Pow Pow and Megan, and several months later, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison. It's unclear when Minaj and Megan's feud actually started, but they were on great terms with each other in 2019 when they collaborated on their hit Hot Girl Summer. But it was after that. It was after that when Megan Thee Stallion collaborated with Cardi B and did the song WAP. And I want to say they did that song in 2020, right? It's unclear where I said that. Some fans believe the friendship ended after Megan collaborated with Minaj nemesis Cardi B on their hit single WAP, which came out in 2020. Yeah, that's what I just said. Listen, guys, it's a hot mess. But I think Nicki Minaj took it to an all-time low when she brought up Megan Thee Stallion's mother, who is no longer here. I get it, Nikki. You're pissed about everything that people are saying about your family, whether it's your brother or your husband. But girl, it is what it is. And sometimes when you have situations like Nicki Minaj, you gotta kind of lay low. You kind of not can't poke the bear. Can't worry about the naysayers. And for Nicki Minaj to have been in the business this long, you know, her skin should be a little bit thicker. Nobody should have to be subjected to constant ridicule or constant poking, but she got to understand what she signed up for when she married her husband. She got to understand what her brother was accused of. And I want to say convicted of. Anyway, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next video.